Good afternoon, everybody, or good morning, or good day. Welcome to Motive, Mother of the Village. I am the mother of the village, or a mother of the village. My name is Tamika. So, welcome, mothers, fathers, children of the village. And this video is about how to reinvent yourself. I know that there are a lot of us who may have done things that we are absolutely positively not proud of. And we sit sometimes, whether we're in the car or in the shower or laying down in the bed, and I'm not sure if you're one of these types of people, but you're just like, wow, it's like out of nowhere, these things or thoughts just pop into your head, and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I did that. You know, that's a clear sign that you're not happy with yourself, or you're not happy with the choice that you made. And maybe you are a habitual offender, if you will. Maybe there are things that you tend to do, because it's a habit. So let's address those things. Now, first, the first way to reinvent yourself. I know that there's a lot of people excuse me. A lot of people talk in the beginning and they say, well, here's the benefits of this and here's the benefits of that and blah, 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 blah. They do a whole lot of talking. And then 20 minutes later, they get to the meat and potatoes. I'm going to do the best I can to bring you the meat and potatoes from the giddy up. Okay. So the first way to reinvent yourself. Number one, focus on or think about the type of person that you want to be. Notice that I said the type of person and not the person. You cannot be another person. You can't be Beyonce. You can't be Michelle Obama. You can't be Barack Obama. You can't be Kobe Bryant, rest in peace. But you can sample. And what I mean by sample is this. You take the things that you love about the person and you do the best you can to incorporate those things into your behavior. Okay? Now, if you're not a singer and you have no talent for that, you probably can't take Beyonce's gift and put it with your personality. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is taking behavioral attributes or gifts or behavioral attractions that these people may possess and incorporate those into your life. For example, what I love about Beyonce, not that I'm a huge Beyonce fan, because I'm not, nothing taken away from her. Of course not. The lady is rich. She's successful. I see that. I recognize that. Which is another thing. You can see these things and recognize things in people that are not necessarily you're a fan of, but you can appreciate the gift or the talent or the attribute that they have. For example, let's take Beyonce. Her work ethic. Her work ethic is absolutely amazing. And I've read about it and I've done some research. The chick goes hard. And then, of course, when it's time, she plays hard as well. Okay. When you choose this is called a distant mentor. Is Beyonce my distant mentor? Not necessarily, but I appreciate her work ethic. You can have more than one distant mentor. Okay. That doesn't mean that you make these people your idol. You can't be like them. There's only one of them and there's only one of you. You want to focus on the things that they possess that you're able to incorporate, such as work ethic, kindness, truthfulness, stewardship, money management, all of these different things that these people possess, you can incorporate into your life. So, and if you don't have a person, a physically live person or physical live person that you can have as your distant mentor, then you fabricate that person. You That person is now you. Whoever it is that you can think of, whoever, what you have to sit back and say, okay, I want to be this person. I want to be like this. This is who I want to be. This is who the type of person that I think I can be. I want to be this person, right? You want to be a truthful person. You want to be a hard worker. You want to be a creative person, an honest person, whatever. You focus on the good things. You focus on the good things. And if you focus on the good things and do those good things, then those good things will come back to you. The second way to reinvent yourself: confess over yourself who you want to be. Stay away from the words that define who you are. For example, if you are a dishonest person, if you're a liar, let's keep it a buck. If you are a liar, then when you're in the shower or when you're behind the wheel of your car, you don't want to say to yourself, I'm not a liar, I'm not a liar, I'm not a liar. No, you want to keep that word out your mouth. What you want to say is, I am a truthful person. I speak the truth only. Okay? Your mind, you have to understand, people, my dear village, your mind is like fertile soil. Okay? If I go out to my backyard right now and I decide that I want to grow strawberries, I made up in my mind that I'm going to grow strawberries. There's no way that I'm going to be able to put blueberries in the ground and expect strawberries, right? So be careful of what you put in the ground. But not only that, whatever you put in the ground will produce, especially if the ground is fertile. You have some ground that's just dead, but that's beside the point. That's the same thing with your mind. When I tell you there is absolutely no difference, I mean that there is absolutely no difference whatsoever. By law, the law of science, the law of God, however you want to put it, if you plant something in fertile ground, by law, you're going to get that back and you're going to get an abundance of it. So if you plant a kernel of corn, you're going to get a stalk of corn or many stalks. It's no difference from what you plant in your mind. No difference. Okay? So if you're planting good thoughts, like I am a truthful person, instead of I am not a liar, because the word liar is still going in there. Your mind is amazing. It's a trip. But if you plant, I am a truthful person, then guess what? That's what's going to come out of you, a truthful person. Okay? So be careful of what you put in your mind. That also goes with your music. Have you ever noticed that there are some types of music that really get you going, like really, really get you going? Either it makes you angry or it makes you horny. And then you have some types of music that makes you productive. You know, like some songs like just get you going. That's because the mind is eating on that. So you have to be careful of what type of music, even music that you're listening to. Okay? Now, number 3, draw your line in the sand. What I mean by this is this. You have made up your mind of what type of person that you want to be. You've made up your mind. I want to be a truthful person. I want to be a giving person. I want to be a hardworking person. I want to be a great mom. I want to be a great wife, a great husband, a great daughter, a great son. You've made up your mind of who it is that you want to be. What you need to do now is draw a line in the sand that says, I will not cross this line. I will not tolerate this. I will not put up with this. I will not compromise beyond this. That is what I mean by drawing a line in the sand. When you draw that line in the sand, that's like a clear definition of your restraint. I'm not going to do this. For example, you may be a single parent, right? As a single parent, we know that we can't introduce. Oh, but then again, I can't say we know. I'm not here to judge because a lot of people don't know this. But you can't introduce a bunch of different possible significant others to your children. It creates confusion, right? So you can draw that line in the sand and say, okay, I'm not going to introduce this person to my child until, bam, whatever that is for you, because my line may be different from your line. I'm not here to judge you. I'm here to help. Find out where that line is. Draw that line. That line is imperative. My grandmother used to tell me, Tam, you have to know what you can and cannot put up with. You have to know what you will and will not tolerate. Once you understand these things and you draw that line is like, it's invisible, but at the same time, it's here. It never goes away from your mind, because when you get ready to cross that line, your mind will be like, wait a minute. I thought we said we weren't doing that. We're not doing that. Draw the line. Draw that line in the sand. Let that line be a permanent fixture until you decide to move it. But only move that line if it's safe. Only you will know if it's safe to move that line. With that line, to me, what does that line look like? Okay. A, if you have to hide it from your children, you shouldn't be doing it. Plain and simple. If you have to keep it from your kids, then you probably shouldn't be doing it. Now, there are things that some of us do, like smoke weed. I don't smoke weed. I used to, but I don't smoke weed today. But when I did smoke weed, I never wanted my kids to see me doing that. Okay? That's just not something I wanted my kids to see, especially when they can get it from school and it could possibly be a gateway drug for them. But my point of saying that is this. If you have to hide it, you probably shouldn't be doing it. Okay? So make sure your line is drawn in the sand. Now, the next one is study. Study. I don't have a college degree. I have been a salesperson for 21 years now. For 21 years, I have been a salesperson. And I'm to the point now where I'm burnt out from sales. I'm burnt out. I don't want to sell it anymore. And it's harder to sell something if you don't believe in it. If you don't believe in it, then you're lying. Plain and simple. If you don't believe in it, then you're lying. And it got to the point where I used to believe in the things that I would sell, assisted living or whatever. But now it's to the point where I'm like, whatever. I'm tired of talking people out of their money. And I was pretty good at it. I was darn good at it. Because I believe in what I was selling and what it has to offer, I just no longer believed in the company that I work for. Now, my point is study and do your research. There is a chance that, better yet, like I tell my kids, life is about options. The more options you have, the more doors you can open. Me, I've been in sales for 21 years now, and I'm only open to sales doors due to my lifestyle. Now, I could probably go somewhere else and do something different that is completely not sales related, but it won't pay my bills. Because I've moved so far up by the grace of God. I've moved so far up and my salary has increased, but I'm still stuck. So therefore, if I decide that I want to go and do something else, I can't. Going into something else at an entry level will not pay my bills. It just won't pay my bills. And I will not sell my home. I will not take my son out of private school. Not going to happen. So what do I have to do? Like my sister says, you get the F now, but the BI come later. So therefore, while I'm doing this job that I am no longer passionate about, this sales job that I am no longer passionate about, now I'm going to college for something else, supply chain management actually, but I'm going to college for something else. I'm studying something else in the interim. Okay. Now, again, study, research, expand your options. Life is about options. Okay. Now, the next one is downsize. And what I mean by downsize is downsize the people around you. If you hang around assholes, I'm sorry, I have to say that, but if you hang around a bunch of assholes and they're nothing but bad influences on you, and you know that they are bad influences on you, get rid of them. And and guess what? You can just check out. You can be woman or man enough to say, you know what? Look, I'm moving in another direction. I don't like that you do X, Y, Z. Sometimes we have to have them grown up women and men conversations and say, you know what? I'm going to chill for a while. I'm going to go missing for a little while and I'll come back to you later. If you come back to them later, okay, great. But make sure they're better if you're getting better. And if you don't, then don't. The way that we live right now, the only people that we owe anything to is ourselves and our children. That's it. And our spouse. That's it. By the way, if you decide that you are going to be a better person and you're going to stop being a what do you call it? A sugar daddy or a sugar baby, or I don't even know what you call it. Whatever. If you're going to stop being the type of person that you don't want to be anymore, and you have friends that are that person that will help contribute to that foolery, you don't owe them anything. Just black out. Move around. Bye. And they'll come looking for you. This is a matter of life and death. It really is. You can spend a lifetime being a jerk, somebody that's unproductive, somebody that has nothing to leave to their children, or somebody that's lazy and getting nothing done. You can continue to spend your life as that person with these friends that are the exact same way. Or you can say, you know what? It's about me and mine. Let me step my game up. And step your freaking game up. Just step it up. Focus on you. Focus on you. It's focus on being a better you. And once you are a better you, then you can contribute to raising better children. Period. Next one. Eliminate distractions. Aside of your friends, aside of these physical beings, these people, eliminate distractions. If you are the type of person that you have all these video games on your phone, I believe in a sense of release. Everybody has to have a sense of release and relaxation. Okay, fine. But put a time limit on it and put a time frame on it. For example, let's say you're doing great at your job and you say, okay, I'm doing great. I'm going to reward myself with 20 minutes of game of what is it? I was about to say Game of Thrones of Grand Theft Auto or like my son likes to play Fortnite. Okay, fine. Or if you have these games on your phones like I do, which is what Gardenscapes or Homescapes or Solitaire or Candy Crush or whatever. Don't let them control you, because those games are addicting, and you know they are. You know they are. Now, some of you may be a little bit more in control than some of us are. That's fine, but I own mine. Put a limit to those games. Only play them at a certain time. Do the best you can to not play them right before bed, because they're mentally stimulating and you have to unwind. The next thing, be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself. One of the best ways that you can reinvent yourself is to call a spade a spade. Some of us are so easily able to point out somebody else's wrongs, but we're not necessarily so willing to point out our own wrongs, or we don't own our stuff. Like, if you did that, say you did that, but don't dwell on it. You say you did it, you apologize to whomever you need to apologize or repent for it, and you keep it pushing. You don't keep it here. You give it away. Okay, I did that. I'm so sorry I did that. I love you. I'm going to work on that. And you give it to them. You let them have it. Let them do whatever it is that they want to do with it. And you work on that like you said you would. You work on it. You work on that. Plain and simple. Okay? Next and lastly, pray. This should have been first. Pray. Be honest, because you can't lie to God. Be honest and tell God what it is that you've done wrong, and you know what it is. He knows. Give it to him. Tell him who you want to be and ask him how to get there. And when he shows you how to get there, be man or woman enough to accept that and carry it out. And then surround yourself with people that are like you, or like the new you. I tell my children, my oldest two, Olivia and Nadia, I love them little people. I tell them all the time, you have to learn to be okay with you. You have to. You have to learn to be okay with you. Some of us don't feel right if we don't have like a bunch of friends. Some of us like, oh, I gotta have so-and-so. I gotta have so-and-so. No, you don't. No, you don't. You have to allow yourself time with you, especially when you're reinventing yourself. Sometimes you really have to distance yourself unless you have an exit buddy. Do you have your exit buddy? An exit buddy is somebody that understands exactly what it is you're going through, and they got your back no matter what. They roll for you and they cut for you no matter what. And they will tell you, okay, yeah, you were wrong when you did this. And they're not afraid to pat you on the back. What? That happened? Hey, let's go celebrate. Hey, I'm so proud of you. Those are people that really love you. Also, these are people when they've done something wrong to you. A lot of times before you can even tell them that they've done something wrong, they're already on the phone. Like, okay, look, I realized that I did this to you, and you probably wasn't even paying attention, but they were. These are people that love you, and these are people that are welcome to come along on your journey. But if you have nobody like that, that's okay. Because we're working on the reinvention of you. We're working on the reinvention of you. We're working on who you want to be, the type of person that you want to be, the type of mate that you want to attract if you're single. If you want Oh my God, I could just go into a whole nother thing. But if you want a mate that is loving, that is funny, that is caring, that is ambitious, that is hardworking, that is blah. Oh, that's my dog. That is blah, 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 blah. What are you reflecting those things so that you can get that back? But my point is, talk to God about it. Marinate on it. Practice it. Whether it's I want to be a diligent person, then being a diligent person, that's probably one of the hardest things anybody could do. Laziness is very, very addictive. It's extremely addictive. So being diligent takes practice. If you're one of those people that could have been rich 17 times, if you just didn't procrastinate and if you were diligent, then you have to, with diligence, you have to take baby steps. I mean, like real life baby steps. So you probably want to start with, okay, I'm going to wake up every morning at no later than 6:15. I'm just saying 6:15, whatever time you want to wake up is, but set the time, that little bitty thing right there. And that's hard, especially if you're like me, who likes to sleep. I love my bed. Oh my God. Me and my bed have such a great relationship. But if I'm trying to develop a great work ethic and to be diligent, then diligence starts with practice. So you set your alarm up at 6:15. When that bad boy goes off at 6:15, you do not hit the snooze button. You turn it off and you sit up and hang your legs over the side of the bed. That's the breaking point. When you hang your legs over the side of the bed, you have a choice. You can turn around and lay back down, or you can begin to reinvent your mind, to exercise your mind and say, it's going to be a beautiful day. I'm going to slay it today. I am a truthful person today. Oh my gosh, it's going to be a great day. And I'm going to do this and it's going to be great. And I'm going to get the kids and blah, 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 blah. And while you're talking, then you stand to your feet while you're talking. And then you go to the bathroom and you sit on the toilet or you stand there and you pee and you still say all of those things to yourself. You know what? I'm going to make me a smoothie. You've talked yourself out of the bed. That's the hardest part. That is the most difficult part. All right. Now, diligence yet again. So now you're at diligence and then you say, okay, you've done that part, right? Let's take it to nighttime. Let's take it to nighttime. Well, we like to watch Game of Thrones. We like to watch Power. We like to watch Billions. We like to watch Succession. We like to watch whatever it is that we've decided to binge watch. Okay, not a problem. Some stuff, is baby steps. Like I said, diligence is baby steps, right? Okay, great. Here's how you fix that. You're not ready to let go of these shows, and I'm not telling you to let go of these shows because they can be painful. And then when you go back to it, it's like almost like a drug. It can be even more addicting the next time you go back to it if you have not done it in a while. So you keep your show. But in the interim, there are things that needs to be done, like preparing yourself for the next day. So instead of waking up early, rushing, ironing, whatever it is that you need to do, you set up your television, your fire stick, or whatever it is that you're going to do. Get your ironing board out. Get your little beverage or cocktail or whatever it is that you need to sip on if you are a habitual wine drinker. Your iron, your outfit. And if you really want to get crafty, get your outfit out for the week. And you stand there, and you iron your clothes while you watch your show. You can make this a thing. It can be a every night thing, or it can be a every Sunday thing where you're getting your clothes out for the week to iron or whatever. But everything with diligence, oh my God, if we were just more diligent and if we persevere, we can give birth to something beautiful. Procrastination, oh my God, I hate it. It's like, having a business idea, and you know you have this business idea, and you know that you could be successful, and you really believe in your heart, but you can't stop procrastinating. And every now and again you think about it and you're like, oh, I could do this, oh, I could do that, and you work on it a little bit, but then you stop and you put it away. Well, all of those, that's birthing pains, right? That's labor pains. It's labor pains. But the beautiful thing about it, if you continue to work at it, go through that labor, but consistently, because contractions are consistent. They're timely, like every 10 minutes, every 8 minutes, every 5 minutes. So, but my point is, contractions are consistent. And then all of a sudden, you got contractions back to back, right? If you continue to work at it, if you continue to persevere, whether it is reinventing yourself or cleaning your house or being more productive at work, if you continue at it and be consistent at it, you will eventually give birth to a baby, and that baby is permanent, and that baby is you. You will give birth to the new you. Okay? I hope I made sense. You will give birth to the new you, and that is the goal, to give birth to the new you. You can do it. I believe in you. Sometimes it's a little bit more difficult than others. We may have some sort of mental issue or whatever that has happened to us in our lives, that maybe we need a little bit of extra help. Don't be afraid to seek a therapist. Go to a therapist. Especially if you have a job and your job offers you insurance and you're insured, go sit down on somebody's sofa and talk this out, because this is a matter of life and death. You can live the best life you've ever lived, or you can die being somebody that you wish you had been. Okay? So anyway, I love you, Village, and I thank you so much for joining today. I don't know what video I'm going to do next, but it was such a pleasure giving this to you. And please comment below. I would love to hear what you have to say, good or bad, right or wrong, take it or leave it, whatever. And then too, if there are other things that you can contribute to the village that you have found that has worked for you, please share those things. That's what this channel is about. What can you do to help? What can we do to help? And if there's anything that you want me to discuss or anything that you want me to do research on, because one thing I'm great is doing is research, although I didn't research the reinventing yourself thing. But nevertheless, please subscribe. That helps the channel, that help us reach people, that helps us reach our children, our children's children, our friends, our relatives, that helps us reach each other. So thank you again for joining, and I'll see you next time. Love you, Village.